Round 5 is free for all, a fact on any topic. So, are we going to start with Laura? Yes, we are.
Let's talk about shellacking a horse to keep out the miasmas.
Okay.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, it wouldn't have been quite so popular if Salt and Pepper had done that one, would it? Let's talk about shellacking a dead horse to keep out the miasmas.
Oh, baby.
Disease was believed to be carried through evil miasmas or vapours in the air, and there was a belief that the paws breathed and would allow these diseases to set in. Experiments to prove this included attempts to seal the paws. Before Peter could intervene, this was undertaken, famously, with a horse. The poor animal was varnished all over with several layers of shellac to ensure an all-over seal. Shellac being the same solution to varnish furniture and minor cat's nails in the past also. So having varnished the poor animal all over with several layers of shellac, the poor thing died within hours, and it was assumed that the horse had asphyxiated, thus proving that skin played an important part in respiration as well as perspiration. 21st century anatomical understanding is that the horse died of overheating or heat stroke, but at the time, let's shellac a horse and keep out those dreaded miasmas.
Isn't that also, there's a scene like that in Goldfinger?
Yeah, that's why they
Yeah.
theoretically had to leave a portion of her stomach not painted over, because otherwise she would suffocate. Now, your paws do breathe, but they don't breathe in the sense that you breathe into your lungs, as it were. They breathe in the sense that you need to keep them nice and clean so that, your skin's nice and healthy and your upper dermis is nice and healthy, etc. But as long as they're not varnishing them with shellac.
Kath, you're up next.
Oh, yeah, but now I've got the theme to Goldeneye in my head.
Goldeneye.
Goldeneye!
Found your weakness.
Oh, that's a good theme, actually, yeah.
Was pretty good. I am invincible.
I've got facts about London Zoo. Yeah, I do have facts about London Zoo. It was founded during the Victorian age because of the surge of interest in science and the study of animal species. But until the mid-1800s, the public could not enter the zoo without an order from a fellow of the zoo's academic community. London Zoo was run by the Zoological Society of London, ZSL, in Regent's Park, and acquired many of its animals when the Tower Menagerie closed. In 1847, it was finally opened to the public in order to meet the costs of feeding and maintaining its collection of animals. Other landmarks of London Zoo include, in 1849, the world's first reptile house was opened. In 1850, it marked the arrival of the first living hippo to be seen in Europe since Roman times. In 1853, it was the first ever public aquarium. In 1865, Jumbo, the first African elephant seen alive in England, was received from Paris. And in 1881, the world's first insect house was opened.
I have to say, it is a cracking day out.
It is fun. Also, you can get married there, and when civil partnerships came in, London Zoo was one of the first places to get a licence to actually be married in their premises.
Really? Could you pick where?
It looks amazing. I've looked on their website. It looks amazing. It's basically all your photos are you holding like parrots and lemurs and all sorts of stuff.
No,
it looks incredible.
That's weird.
No, it is gorgeous. When I was there last, and it was wrapping up to close the day, and it was clearly that someone had just got married because you had all of these people walking through. It was clearly a part Scottish, part something else wedding, because all the boys were wearing kilts and things and pretty dresses, and we saw the lady in her wedding
Tigers
dress
chewing on the bouquet.
and heading towards the Penguin Beach bit, and it just seemed like, if I hadn't already planned this out like some sort of insane asylum escapist, I would plan to go here.
No, I can't see it.
Relevant joke. How do you spot an English guy at a wedding?
I don't know.
He's wearing a kilt.
Do you know that Game of Thrones style, the Black Watch is a form of tartan that is a universal tartan that can be worn if you don't have your own family tartan.
I did not know that.
Huzzah!
As in the Game of Thrones universe, or is there actually a black tartan?
No, the Black Watch is a type of tartan
that can be worn by anyone.
that can be worn by
real life.
anyone if you do not have your own house tartan from sort of Scottish store, etc.
Cool.
And then you've got Game of Thrones, where you've got the Black Watch, none of which are wearing tartan, all of which are called crows, which is stemming off from a Victorian cant language, which was the language of criminals. And a crow was someone that keep the lookout for the police, which I think is slightly ironic, seeing as all
No spoilers.
the members of the Black Watch are all either sent there by their families or ex-criminals themselves.
Yeah, that's not a spoiler. That's in the first
Well, no,
book.
I didn't know what she was going to say. That's why I said no spoilers.
No, I wouldn't do that.
Or eaten by giraffes. Spoiler alert.
You could bite them.
Or licked by toads. Spoiler alert.
Yep.
Anyway, so yeah.
Okay. And Phil, your fact is the last one of the night.
Okay. Train times.
Yay.
Something very important. You didn't know how important. With innovations throughout the Victorian period in technology and engineering, many things we take for granted now were revolutionary at the time. The worldwide demand for railways, for instance, gave us the speedy transportation of goods, letters, and of course, people. But one lesser known fact, something else they gave us, railway time. Due to the increased amount of train timetables, a standardised time was accepted to everyone around the country to set their clocks and watches to. And I will quote, "Trains became an important factor, ordering society with railway time, being the standard by which clocks were set throughout Britain." So we based our time around the fact that we had trains. The idea that we needed to standardise.
And now
And they all
we
show up
base
late
our
anyway.
disappointments about the times of trains.
I know, seriously. But yeah, no, I thought that was quite
It's
interesting.
like a kind of saying hello on the phone thing, isn't it? And so everyone used to say ahoy hoy. Whatever.
It's got to start
Which
somewhere.
is very similar to the Japanese mushi mushi, which is only to be used on the telephone and not in any other colloquial greeting.
They also say hi.
They also hear sup.
No, seriously,
Sup, man?
my younger brother can answer his phone mushi mushi.
It is a correct Japanese terminology for answering a phone.
So I would wonder in this period, pre-train times, did everyone just have like their own time zone around the UK?
Kind of.
Yeah, it
you
was
just had a
basically
knock up.
people
Yeah.
would be like, "You're late," and they would be like, "A wizard is never late." And
Well, no, you'd
they would
have
be like, "Just look at my watch."
To be fair, in the Georgian times, there were a lot of wizards.
Well, timepieces themselves were quite expensive, and the upkeep of them were quite expensive. And then you had the knocker-uppers, which were people that could invest in such a piece, and I saw that look.
Yeah.
And you could invest in such a piece, and therefore you would earn trade by getting a penny ahead. I saw that look as well.
Actually, there wasn't a look at that time. There should have been, but there wasn't.
Of going around and waking people up as you went, as it were, and that's where it came from.
Before, yeah.
So, and that might just be within sort of the local realms of what you've set the local clocks to, as it were, because Greenwich Mean Time wasn't quite as,
Yeah, you
distance.
couldn't set it to the skybox like you do now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're good.
Or ask Googly.
Oh god, they
Or just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
They didn't have cable back then, did they? Poor bastards.
When was the last time you dialed time by accident?
Did you hear the other day that
Never.
Australia is being moved?
I know of it.
Australia's being moved.
Australia is being moved. Every year,
Is it because of the spiders and everyone's like, no.
stay the fuck away. Stay back. No, every year Australia moves north 7 centimetres. Seriously. Every year
I
Australia
feel
moves
like they
north.
should be singing shanty songs all the time.
But so what they've realised, longitude and latitude doesn't change. They are fixed points. And so after the last few years, Australia has moved 1.5 meters north. So GPS is wrong.
By 1.5 meters.
Yeah. And so they're looking at things like self-driving cars and things like that. So in the future, they are planning. They're going to change it now, so it's like 2 meters off, or 2 meters corrected. So they're overcorrecting. So
Like
they've got-
Pokemon Go.
Basically, well, that's the thing they're trying to take into account. I mean, you're out in the outback. There's massive, deadly snakes around
Find
you.
a Jigglypuff.
You're looking for Jigglypuff.
Yeah.
But no, that's a real thing. They're
fair,
moving Australia.
We're laughing at that idea that it's like because they had a car and people were so unused to it, someone had to walk in front of it declaring it. We're now talking about driverless cars. If you saw a car with no one driving it, you would absolutely shit
Lose your
yourself.
shit.
Have you
Yeah.
have you seen the YouTube prank where it's a guy dressed up as the car seat
Oh yeah.
and
That's
driving
quite
up to
common,
like
yeah.
and be
Yeah.
like, oh hello, yes.
A very common prank these days is to freak people out of that. But no, you're totally right. It's
And that would be the kind of thing that people will laugh at us for. When they're
Yeah.
like, back in those days, they totally weren't used to driverless cars. But we're not, because we're used to driving them ourselves.
Or being passed out
So
while
that
we're
we can
driving.
have road rage.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So for that round, we had free for all. Are we going to go with Laura's Shellacking a Dead Horse, Kath's London Zoo Extravaganza, or Phil's Victorian Train Times?
I feel I need to butt in here and say we didn't shellac it when it was dead.
No, I know, but it wouldn't make much sense otherwise. There's not very little you can say with shellacking a live horse that then died. It's not quite as funny.
Oh, and flogging a dead horse is the expression, so it's a joke. Based
Okay.
on a pun.
I'll hide on the table now and
Do
drink
it.
more
Do
wine.
it now. Hide. Fucking
Wait, no, that looks a bit wrong.
Ooh. You're not going to enjoy this.
Do you want to redo that?
Oh god, that sounded rapey.
Little bit
A little bit rapey. Cool. Phil, who are you going to vote for?
You've forgotten, haven't you?
Do you want to recap again, Gabby?
Shellacking a Dead Horse, London Zoo Extravaganza, or Victorian Train Times? You should know yours.
I'm going London Zoo,
London Zoo. Okay.
based solely on the premise that I have voted for Kath every single time throughout this game, and I'm hoping there is a check in the post somewhere.
Laura, who are you going to go with?
I'm going to vote for myself for once because I just really like saying shellacking a horse to keep out my asthmas.
Self-esteem, yeah.
I'm going to go for the train time things because I like the idea of a time where people could literally go, "You're late," and you go, "No, I'm not," and they go, "Yeah, you're probably right."
Everyone else is here. Wow.
Yeah,
Fucking.
But are they though?
they're early.
Dave's
Yeah.
still not turned up yet. Yeah, but Dave's not about the clock. Yeah, but there's the sun.
Yeah.
Where's his knocker upper?
Wasn't knocked up where they knock her up.
Come on, Kirby. Which way are you going?
I'm confused. Well, as usual, I'm leaning towards Phil. Just because I like the standardisation of time and I hate London Zoo. I
It's like
really
you
do
don't
hate
want me
London
to
Zoo.
win. I feel like you've got a vendetta.
But you've already won.
Has she won?
Yeah, and you're trying to stop me from being ultimate supreme winner.
How would you not be ultimate supreme winner? You've got
Well, yeah, no, I've asked
3
that
and everyone
myself.
else has got 1.
I've asked that in interviews, but
But yeah, no, I just like the standardisation of time across the UK and that kind of thing. That's quite interesting.
Freaking interesting.
Okay,
Yeah.
Doctor Who.
Seriously, while I was there reading Wikipedia, I got to that.
Of course, time actually.
Don't like London Zoo.
No, it's really a miserable place. All the animals look like they're thoroughly pissed off. And no, fuck 'em. I don't like zoos. Well done, Kath, for winning that round. For winning that episode.
Fuck yeah.
Hang on.
No one can
Well
see
done.
how happy she fucking
all
is.
hail your queen!
Hail Queen!
Hail Queen!
I
Well
will
done,
agree.
Phil, for winning that round.
Booyah.
Well done, Kath, for winning the overall game.
You shall be my chancellor.
Mm. That was my chancellor noise.
Inspect
it's-
my coffers.
Expect your what?
Coffers.
Oh.
That's what she said.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of A Matter of Fact. It's been a great pleasure that I say thank you to Kathleen Squire,
You are welcome.
Phil Jordan,
Fuck yeah.
and Laura Stevens.
You're welcome.
For joining me, I've been Kirby Rollstorm. Good night.
Good night.
Bye!